Hello, my name is Russ. I'm super excited to show you my new toy. I just got it from all the way from China. It's an upgrade from my my current bike, my current e-bike. This is the unboxing. I've really enjoyed building this bike and riding it. I highly recommend you do the same, because it's just a lot of fun. So this will be my new e-bike. It's got a 29-inch wheel. What do we have here? It's like the controller. Everything's connected into it already, so it shows you where to plug things in. It's like the twist throttle. Display. Nice. My current bike does not have a display, so this will be nice. The pedal, looks like the pedal assist sensor right here. That's something I did not connect on my, my current bike, but I intend to on the new bike. Looks like it came with a bag to put the controller and extra slack in. Zip ties, some other hardware, and the manual. So this bike came with a really nice rim, or this bike kit, I should say, came with a really nice rim. I intend to ride it on trails, wherever possible, and that's why I bought the nicer kit with the nicer rim. It's a little heavier, but that's less of an issue on a e-bike because it's not your own pedal power that's pushing it up hills. It's the electricity from your battery, obviously. So yeah, that's the unboxing. Look at that beautiful wheel. Can't wait to install it. Let's see if it is about right. Yeah, it's a 29-inch wheel. So let me tell you why I picked this particular kit. Well, I was looking for a 29-inch wheel, and I wanted a little bit more power, and this has got a 1500 watt wheel, which gets me up to about 35 miles an hour, whereas my 1000 watt motor got me up to about 30 miles an hour. So the other thing is, I found this kit that has this MTX39 hub, which when I researched it, I found it's a really tough, a tough rim, which is important to me because I intend to ride it on in the woods, like with a bunch of roots and rocks and whatever. And so people gave it good reviews, so I figured I'd go spend a little bit extra. They actually have a kit without that rim, but I figured it was worth it, probably in the long run. So here's my bike, put together and on the trail. I actually went about 10 miles today on my 8 amp hour battery, so that kind of gives you an idea how far you can go in the woods even. And I actually have my 5 amp hour battery up front to get me home if I run out of juice. Now most people would probably use this bottle holder connector to use a simpler battery, because I actually built the battery that's in there out of those flat packs, but you know, it involved soldering, and most people aren't up for that. So the same vendor, which is a good vendor to work with, I actually asked them some questions ahead of time. They get good, you know, positive feedback. Anyway, they've got this this battery that, you know, it's all in one and attaches to your bottle holder. So this is probably more appropriate for, you know, a lot of users. Notice it's a what do you call it? A 17 amp hour battery, and like I said, I did about 10 miles in the woods with my, what's it called, 8 amp hour battery. So this is twice as big. So you should be able to go, you know, plenty far with that. Let's see here. What else can I tell you? Well, if I forgot, oh, this is what I want to tell you too. This is the bike I used. It's, you know, really cheap. 124 bucks shipped. Well, no, it's 30 bucks. 130 shipped, I think it was. Anyway, it's got a nice thick, I guess, rim in the, or what do you call it? Attachment for the axle in the back, which is important for this, because you don't want there's a lot of torque in it, and you'd worry that it would spread the, you know, spread the metal. But I don't worry about that with this because it's nice and thick. It does not have disc brakes in the back, but it does in the front, which is nice. But yeah, I'm pretty happy with how it came together. And that's all I can think of. If you have any questions, you know, put them below. Thanks. Now it's time to take this wheel off. Try that again. Tire off. Deflate the thing first. I've done this since I was a kid. thicker now. Okay. Now I have to inflate it. Pretty good. I'm having the same kind of problem I had with my other e-bike at first. And I think it's rubbing on this side, because if I turn the wheel, it doesn't turn very well. So I got to take it back apart, and I'm going to put in this part that came with my torque arm kit. It'll shim it away from the two pieces of metal away from each other. So it turned out I was wrong about what I just said in the video. The symptom was a little different. Let's see, it was the motor giving some resistance, but after the first time I ran it, like actually rode it, that problem just went away. So shimming it away did not do anything. Just so you know. Rubbing or just the motor. Okay, so now it's time to connect all the electronics. So I generally would like to do a quick test to make sure everything works before I go too nuts and mount it all on the bike. So I'm not going to test the pedal assist yet, so I'm just disconnecting that. What's this thing? This thing has little magnets on it, and when they run by this sensor, it knows that you're pedaling and how fast. That's how that senses how much the motor should be helping you. So I disconnected the display here, and I'm disconnecting the. Oh, let's see. Yeah, I'm disconnecting the pedal assist now, actually. I'm also going to disconnect the brakes. These are the brakes. These brakes, when you start braking, it disconnects the power to the motor. So I just want the throttle, the controller, the motor, and I need the batteries. Ooh. Now I'm going to disconnect the brakes. So that's what I have so far. Let me get a set of batteries for my old bike. Oops, didn't mean to drop it. Ugh. So I'm going to need an adapter between Dean's and what is this, XT60. So give me a little bit of time to build that. I've got a soldering iron and those two type of connectors. These need to connect to these things. And normally there's a yellow block to do that. There. So do that. So it's pretty simple: green to green, blue to blue, yellow to yellow. Okay. So now I can connect power now that I got the right adapter. Using a bunch of drone batteries, like I said, and skateboard batteries. Scares me every time. Oh. Maybe this kit requires the display to be connected. That's likely. There it goes. Okay, done the smoke test. Now it's time to disconnect power and zip tie everything up. It's a little bigger than my other bike's bag. Ooh, it's got a rip in it. No, it's not a rip. It's just a hole for your wires to go through, which is kind of neat. Okay, the bag that this kit came with seems to expect to be connected to some sort of rack on the back. So that's what I'm going to use. can't get them wrong because it just doesn't let you. Like, there's no way to plug in if it's wrong. Smoke testing. Zip tie here. Now I attach the batteries. Yeah, I'm gonna get an extension, make an extension cord. Okay, I built an extension cord. It wouldn't reach otherwise. Okay, it's time to try it. Wish me luck. It's getting cold. Putting on my hoodie. That thing is fast. Whew. That's fun. My brake is scraping, but I'll just adjust it. So here's the end product. Got the battery bag up front, the cords hanging underneath. I could probably clean those up a little bit. Got the controller in there and the motor. Not bad. Pretty happy with it. Now it's time to install the pedal assist. This is what it looks like. All these little magnets pass by this little magnet sensor as the crank turns, and it lets your bike know that you're turning the, or lets the controller know that you're turning the crank. And if you're turning the crank, the motor will turn to help you. And you can adjust the amount of help the motor gives you. So I rode the bike to the bike shop and had them take the crank arm off, because there's a special tool you need to get that done. So I just had them do that. They charged me $5. And now there's another piece that I have to take off, which is right here, because this thing mounts right behind it. And on my particular bike, you can't get that little ring behind anything. So in my case, you just have to I had to figure something else out. So I actually ended up just zip tying the sensor in place, which worked fine. But that ring is there for bikes that do have something that comes off, and then you put the ring on, and then you screw it back on over the ring to just hold it in place. Just mine didn't have that. So I found that this thing doesn't come off, so it's not going to help to have this thing on behind it, because this thing just doesn't come off. On some bikes it does, but on my bike it doesn't, so I just took it off the magnet sensor. I went in just like this. I just took the screw out and took it off, okay? And I'm going to try to zip tie this on. Here. So as you can see, I ended up rigging this sensor with a bunch of zip ties. And it's really important to get the sensor close to those magnets. I mean, that's been my experience. Sorry. If you don't, then once in a while it'll trigger, and you'll end up having it surge and then stop and surge and stop. So in case you notice that, that's your problem. It's not close enough, so it's not sensing every time the magnet goes by. Okay, now I'm going to show you how it looks when you do pedal assist. I have it set to 1. Now I'll dial it up to 5. That's too fast. So I recommend 1 or maybe 2. So now I'll tell you about how this display works. So first of all, you turn it on with the power button, of course. You can adjust the pedal assist level. If you tap the power button, it'll switch modes, like the different things it'll show you. I like to leave it on voltage, or on this display, because it shows you the voltage at the bottom. And it still shows me miles per hour, which is pretty nice. I like to see that. Now, if I want to set these settings, like the wheel size and the maximum speed, you turn it on and immediately hold down, up and down until it blinks, and you'll see that it's blinking the max speed here. And if you hit tap power again, it'll go to the the wheel size, which mine is 29, and you tap it again, and it'll switch between kilometers per hour versus miles per hour. If you hold the up arrow, yeah, then it turns on the backlight, and you can see that little icon. This down arrow can put it in cruise control mode. So if you're like going, they say over 7 kilometers an hour, basically just riding the bike, if you hold that down, it will go into cruise control, and you can just you don't even have to pedal or anything. That's about it. Thanks.